Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Yeah, my last update video for Path of Exile 2 seems to have borne fruit and has aged well already. I've been watching a lot of videos of people talking about how they hate this new update, and they all hate it for pretty much the reasons I said. Now, this isn't an I told you so video, even though it kind of is, but mostly the thought that I'm having from what I'm hearing people say on the internet about this game, about this new update and everything that's happening with it, is that it's a slog. And that's pretty much what I expected it to be when I started looking at all these patch notes here and seeing the things that they were doing, the way that they were making things affect characters in certain ways. I kind of knew it was going to end up being exactly like this, and I decided I just wasn't going to do it. But the real reason I wanted to make a video about it was not to talk about, mostly I'm just glad I'm not participating in this league. But the big reason why I wanted to make a quick video is just that it occurs to me that the developers have kind of forgotten what makes a game like this fun. And a lot of people are going to talk about the power fantasy, and obviously that's a thing. But realistically, the thing that makes games like this fun is the contrast, right? So what we really want when we're playing a game like this is we want to burn through all of these little trashy mobs, and that's the part that makes us feel powerful, right? But then it's boring if you're able to just one-shot bosses too. What we really want is we want to have relatively significant periods of just grinding through, weak monsters and fighting through the map, and then that's punctuated by intense combat sessions with either a boss or a really strong rare or something like that. That's what makes the game fun. It's not that it's not this idea that you're trying to constantly have this extreme combat all the time, because that's just the same grindy crap all the time, and that gets boring very quickly. When nothing changes and the gameplay is just the same all the time, that's what makes the game boring. What makes a game like Path of Exile fun is the fact that you're able to burn through mobs over and over and over again, and then all of a sudden, holy crap, there's this guy I gotta fight and he's hard. That's what makes the game fun. It's the contrast in life that makes it interesting. When things are the same all the time, and every part of everything that you're doing is always the same, and it never changes, and there's never anything interesting that happens, that's what makes life boring, and that's what makes gaming boring. The best games you've ever played have always had this mechanic. It's always had periods where you're just kind of cruising along, and then all of a sudden you're surprised by something crazy that happens. That's fun. And that's what the developers are really not understanding anymore. They're trying to make combat all the time meaningful, but when you try to make everything meaningful, then none of it's meaningful anymore. And that's where they're going wrong with the development path that they're taking right now. It's fine for the act bosses to be very difficult. It's fine for the occasional, random boss throughout the acts to be difficult. It's fine for bosses in in-game maps to be difficult. But everything else should more or less just kind of be, I'm just grinding along, blah, 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 blah. Holy crap, I ran across a boss. That's what makes the game fun. So I just wanted to take a moment to say that I know there isn't really much I can add to it other than they just really need to fix it from a contrast standpoint. If they really focus on contrasting the game rather than just trying to make every minute you play this epic thing, because you're never going to do that. If everything's epic, then nothing is epic, and you can't do it that way. So that's all I wanted to say. Hopefully they change direction and pivot. There's enough people complaining about it, enough big names complaining about it, that I have a feeling they're going to have a change of heart here pretty soon. But until then, I'm waiting for Act 4. So see you guys for the next one.